You're obviously down there, you've been in amongst it. Do you detect a different mood around Old Trafford today?
Look, it's the usual thing when a new manager comes in. Obviously, when the manager's at the end of his reign, Dave, and the press conferences become difficult, the results are terrible, the performances are sore, the crowd are booing at the end of matches, it's just painful for everybody. So there is a renewed mood. However, I think they've got to make sure they get through this first 30 minutes because City are a team that can sober you up.
We had a robust conversation earlier this morning, Gary, about the direction of travel under Manchester United, and Daniel was making the point that why can't Michael Carrick actually take this job full-time if he is successful over the next 17 games? Why are you so against that in principle?
Yeah, I mean, it's not Michael Carrick per se, it's the principle of the fact that obviously I do believe that Manchester United should appoint the best manager that they possibly can that's available in the world. And in the summer, there's going to be Carlo Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel, Nagelsmann, and amongst many others, world-class managers. Some of those managers who have won Champions Leagues, they've won Premier League titles, they've got great experience. And Manchester United have had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've had Erik ten Hag, and they've had Ruben Amorim, that are quite young managers in their journey. And I just feel it's time now maybe just to settle on more of an experienced manager who's been around the block.
And I suppose Roy's point on that, Gary, was that are any of those big names, those top managers, top head coaches, going to want to come into this environment at Manchester United? And so the supplementary question for you is, almost 2 years on to this Ineos control at Manchester United, are you convinced there has been enough progress that the right decision makers are in the right place to take this club forward?
I mean, at the moment, they're really struggling on the football side of it. However, the training ground's been renewed, the stadium plans are in place, hopefully that can get away, and there are at least some football people in the football department, which there weren't previously, so there are some signs that are better. However, it's been a massive struggle for Ineos to get the football side right and get the decision-making right. This next appointment, that is why I say this next appointment is critical, and it's not time for a risk. I mean, keeping a young manager who's not really sort of been around the block at this club has proven not to be successful. Some will say that we've had Jose Mourinho and Louis van Gaal and that's not been successful, but I would say that it's now time to remove as many risks as possible, and this next appointment is vital in terms of obviously Ineos. And don't forget the Glazer family, they are still the majority shareholder in the club. Ineos are providing them with a nice umbrella at the moment, stopping rain pouring on their head, but they shouldn't be forgot about. They're still making decisions as well.
All right, Gary, thank you very much for the moment.
This evening, the Theatre of Dreams won't be filled with over 70,000 fans, but instead it will be shelter for over 100 supporters. Sleeping overnight here to raise vital funds for young, vulnerable people in Greater Manchester. And I'm dressed like this because, well, I'm going to be joining them.
It's 5 or 6 hours where the people who do it, I think they'll develop an empathy. And, you know, they'll know they've slept out, but then they're going back to a warm bed.
Welcome to Old Trafford, everybody. It's great to see you all, and let's look forward to a great fundraising event. Thank you.
So as you can see, loads of sleeping bags, rolling mats to prepare to sleep out a bit later on the concourse at Old Trafford. But we're just going to make our way through to a little room where everyone can get a bit of a snack and some soup. We're going to have this now. The weather's pretty mild outside, and very soon we're going to hear from some big names as well.
In midfield tonight we've got Michael Carrick, and in defence we've got Phil Jones and Wes Brown.
You know, I've got kids myself now, and you want to give them the best platform, and that's certainly what the foundation do. So the work they do is fantastic. And we have many days when I was playing as well, where the foundation come in and the players do the part, and I think it's important for them to do that.
I think it's a pretty cool thing to do, to be honest. For me, it's a huge privilege to be in a position to do that and try and help young people and try and give them the chance, you know, in life, and try and help them in the challenges that young people have these days. And it's nights like tonight that goes some way in helping them.
What advice do you have for the 150 fans sleeping out tonight at Old Trafford?
Stay awake long enough, stay dry, and then when you're ready to go to sleep, make sure you've got plenty of layers on.
For those sleeping out tonight, some are just huge Manchester United fans, but for others, they also have their own reasons for taking on this challenge.
The money that you raise goes directly into these projects and these programmes, and you are genuinely, you know, changing young people's lives. Like I said, some of the case studies are heartbreaking that you come across, but some of the success stories from that it's amazing, and you guys are creating that.
The reason why we're here, because we lost our boy this year. He was 27 years old. He was killed in a car accident, so we chose number 27, and that's basically why we're here, to do it for Lewis.
He would be absolutely, he'd be so excited to be here now.
To Manchester United, because could it be 5 in a row for Michael Carrick? Just quickly, I know we've spoken a lot about this guy Frank getting his hair cut. Can you believe in this day and age, Jeff, that managers are being asked in press conferences about a fan getting his hair cut?
No.
No.
I mean, it's pitiful, to be brutally honest. You know?
Yeah.
There are a lot more important things when it comes to Manchester United, including whether you would... I mean, without offending West Ham fans, because I'm not suggesting this is going to happen, but if they go to West Ham and win, 5 wins on the bounce, at what stage do you say... You've done enough for me, you've got the job permanently, if you want it?
Probably just about that point, I think.
Yeah.
I mentioned to you, the difference in the whole place. I got there 3 hours early and it's Saturday morning, you just feel it. I mean, a completely and utterly different environment. You know, there's a buzz, that everybody's happy, there's an enthusiasm, there's a positivity. Everything that you'd want about your football club was at Old Trafford on Saturday. It really was. Plus the most important thing, which is the results and the performance. So I think we've got a game tonight, by the way. I think that's a game tonight, which I'm going to. I'm looking forward to it. It's a real test, because West Ham, particularly in wide areas, I think have been excellent. So it's a game tonight. But I don't know about you, Jeff. I think, I mean, if he gets Champions League football, which looks as though will be the case, I think you've got to give him the job, Jeff. Because see, if you don't give him the job and you give it to somebody else and they don't do well, you leave yourself open to some unbelievable criticism.
Yeah, and I feel, guys, that they can't go too far down the path of wooing and talking to other managers, which they're going to have to do. You know, if they believe they might take somebody else, you're not going to get an Ancelotti or a Tuchel or whatever by, turning up one day after the World Cup and saying, actually, do you want our job?
Correct.
There's got to be a lot of work goes into that. And I think there's a danger of going too far down that path when actually people quote Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and say, look what happened once he got the job permanently. And it might happen to Carrick as well. Well, it might do. It might happen with anybody. Correct. But it might not as well. So for me, I would say... done a great job so far, son. This is your reward. You've got the job if you want it.
It's funny because, see, looking at it, guys, and it's easy when things are going well, obviously, I get all that, but I just think he looks comfortable in the position. Which is a big thing as well. He looks as though he can handle it. He looks as though he's enjoying it. And it's clearly you're going to enjoy it when things are going well and that, and there will be tougher times ahead. But I just think a little bit like, I look at a couple of these players on the pitch, whether it's Cunha and Bruno, they look comfortable being there. I think Carrick looks really comfortable in that dugout.
Yeah, he does. He's got a good team around him. And Martin, who is a Man United fan, he asks a question that everybody will ask. Is it not still new manager bounce? He said, I'm not convinced he's long term. It's hard to tell, isn't it, to be honest, Martin?
Yeah.
Whether it's new manager bounce, but they play with a swagger and a style. As you say, and Bouma and Cunha and Amad Diallo and, of course, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
And he's restored, the Maguires and the Luke Shaws to their best. And
scoring at home, the winner, it's unbelievable. I've been dreaming about it, that I can do that. And, it's unbelievable.
What does it mean to you? What kind of boost does it give you in front of the Stretford end? This is what the Stretford end want to see.
No, it's I think not just for me, for a whole team. It's just really important, especially because we're in a really great row now, and I'm just hoping and wishing that we can work hard like that, and win games.
But it's another late winner, isn't it? It's another 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's unbelievable. I'm really happy that I can help team like that and that we can continue our streak now.
Talking to Harry Maguire when Michael Carrick returned to the club, he was saying that Michael said to you guys, just go out and enjoy yourself, just play with that freedom, enjoy playing for Manchester United.
No, it's true. He's saying this many times, and That's exactly what we are doing, but it's not just that. Also, like without the ball, you can see how much we work hard together, which leads to the great results in the end.
That's just it. The work rate just seems to be so different.
No, definitely. Everyone is on point, covering the spaces, everything, and in the end, that's what counts.
And I was watching Casemiro at the end. He was urging the full-time whistle to go. There were a few little bit of nerves, just the way that Fulham competed in the game as well. Just a word on Casemiro, though, because he looked like a boss out there today.
Unbelievable player, legend. It's nice to play with him. It's also nice to listen to him when he gives some advices. Yeah, his work rate is unbelievable. He gives team such a big boost. And as you can all see it outside, and we are grateful that we have him, of course.
It's infectious. Top 4. What can be achieved now going forward? There's so much positivity around this place.
Just to continue like this, focusing on our work, what we have to do, what we have to keep on going, working hard like this, being focused in every single moment, and that's how it's going to lead to great results.
And enjoying it.
Definitely.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
They've finally got a good, reliable goalkeeper as well.
Yep.
I do think so. I think if they do get Champions League, which I think they will, because it will go down to 5th, and they also don't have any other competition to focus on other than the Premier League, I think they're going to have to make a big decision to make, because it is Manchester United at the end of the day. And if say, a Luis Enrique becomes available in the summer and he wants to go to United, and he is one of the most elite managers we've got out here in world football right now, so then it's like, well, do you go for someone like him, or do you give Michael Carrick the job? In the back page of The Sun, Carrick is ZZ Top. Zizou? Right, I'm just going to give you a little bit of context, because Michael can be United Zidane or Pep, says Joe Cole. I'm not quite sure if this has been taken a little bit out of context. We're talking about the man that won 11 trophies at Real Madrid, 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues, 2 La Ligas, 168 wins in 263 matches for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think he's going down the route of, because he knows the club, and he's got knowledge of it, and his demands of playing at the highest level. And Guardiola and Zidane followed stellar playing careers with Barcelona and Real Madrid by leading their old teams to glory. That's the route he's going down, not necessarily all the success that Zinedine Zidane had with Real Madrid and Pep Guardiola has had as Manchester City. Do you understand, Ali, what Joe means by this? Feels a little bit too soon, maybe.
Oh, of course it's too soon. Absolutely too soon. But I think he means as a figurehead leading the club.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt that's the angle he's going down. Because it's madness, effectively, to try and compare him at this moment in time to somebody with a track record as Zinedine Zidane. But I do understand the point he's trying to make as a figurehead.
There's an interesting text coming as well, guys, saying if Vincent Kompany can do a mediocre job and get relegated with Burnley, then be rewarded with a job at Bayern Munich, why can't Michael Carrick be the manager of Man United? I think it's worth saying that Bayern Munich were in a lot healthier space than Manchester United were. But it's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah. And Hastings did another great result at the weekend. Kane got another couple of goals, 5-1. No, but that I can understand that baffling people. It baffled me to a certain degree as well. It was as if no matter what job that Vincent Kompany did at Burnley, he was getting that Bayern Munich, as if he'd been set up for that Bayern Munich job for a long, long time. And, has to be said, he's doing well.
Yeah. You know what? If they lose 4-0, Man United lose 4-0 at West Ham tonight, we won't be having this conversation for a while.
Definitely. Although,
how fickle are we?
In Nuno's press conference, it was quite interesting. He got asked if there was any big players missing for the game, and he said yes, but he wouldn't tell us who. Now, there's rumours that it could be a couple of their most important players. So if Jared Bowen or Crescencio Somerville are missing, then I would expect Manchester United to go on and win that game comfortably and make it 5 out of 5 for Michael Carrick. And you can't deny what he's done. But I think, Jeff, the key thing is not just the football, not just getting the best out of the players. It just feels like the whole club is almost back to, maybe not back to the United of old, but it just feels like it's maybe on its way to getting there. And I think that's the biggest compliment you can give to Michael Carrick since he's come in, that it's not just on the pitch that it feels like he's changed, but off it as well. Yeah,
couldn't agree more. John's texting in to say, Carrick will take the Spurs job, lads. Well, John, there isn't a Spurs job. But you know what? Actually, I shouldn't be cynical, because, John, you're right, John, because if Matt Carrick doesn't get the Manchester United job long term, he's going to be right in the frame now for other Premier League jobs, isn't he? No question. Olivia, thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Olivia.